Hey, welcome back to a brand new episode of 101 Second Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about this, Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon, or Shaun the Sheep 2, depending how you want to call it. We're back on the farm, back at Mossy Bottom and so forth. Everything is great until an alien crash land is on the other side of town. And of course he wants to get home, not dissimilar to E.T. And who's going to help? Of course Shaun's going to help and his friends. And that's just the start of the story. Okay, right, back in a second. Okay, right, so we're back in the world of Aardman here. We're back in the world of Wallace and Gromit. They even have like a little cameo on Shaun the Sheep, of course, the original movie that was a huge success. And what's achieved here is, I think, mirrors the best of Pixar, but I'll get to that in a second. So it's the farmer who creates Farmageddon. It's because he's a UFO nut and so forth, and because of everything that's going on. There's even an outside agency in it who are tracking down the alien. That outside agency's leader even has a backstory that pays into all this. But ultimately, even with no dialogue and so forth, it's just completely glorious what it is they get away with. But what you have here in its core, for me, is think of like Monsters Inc. You think of like Inside Out. You think of like the best of Pixar, Toy Story and so forth. And what happens is, these are movies that essentially are drawing kids into the movies. So kids of like maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years old who invariably don't get to go to the movies on their own. Parents usually go with them as to how it happens. And so parents are being dragged to this film. And the best of Pixar, the genius of it is that parents walk out with a complete love of the film, parallel to that of their kids, and more of an understanding of all the nuances and everything else that's running in the movie and so forth. And this is a film that does that, but especially for sci-fi nuts. It is just a complete rolling, it almost mimics Shaun of the Dead in a way. You know, that's a complete rolling joke of zombie movies. And all the references and all the little nods and so forth. This is exactly the same with sci-fi movies, from the initial E.T. part of him needing to go home to everything else from 2001 and onwards and onwards and onwards. It's one in joke after another after another after another. So kids will love it for all the hijinks and the sheep and Shaun and everything, and parents are going to get something of that and more. Beautiful film. Go see it. It's out in the cinema now. I'll be back again soon.